everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanvi and today we're going to work on your hamstring flexibility. We are also going to work around the mobility of the hips. As is with any practice, if you really want to see a change in your hamstring flexibility, then you just have to be consistent with your practice, which means maybe playing this video say thrice a week and practicing, or just doing active as well as passive hamstring stretches, which I will explain to you as we go ahead in the video. So let's get started. We're going to start in cat position. So wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's start with nice deep long breaths as well as cat stretch. So inhale, lifting up the chest and the hips. And as you exhale, draw the navel in, push the earth round the spine. Inhaling, lifting up, looking up towards the ceiling, this time incorporating the neck. Exhaling, round the spine. Two more times in your own breath. Breathe in and exhale. Last time round, breathe in and exhale. Okay, coming back this time, we're going to bring the left knee in slightly. Let's work on some hip mobility to start with. So toes pointing towards the ceiling, you're trying to line up your hip and knee together. And now bring it back to the center, and we're going to do the same thing to the side. Remember, when we do this, we don't want to compromise by lifting all the way. Okay, so just as much as you can keep the other side of the hip straight and then back to the center. Let's go again. Up to the center, side to the center. Keep going. Up, center, side, center. Two more. Really trying to imagine the movement coming by squeezing the butt. Okay, now we're going to make circles, keeping in mind those two positions and trying to hit them. So making big circles, squeezing the opposite butt as well to keep your hips stable. Two more, and then let's reverse the direction. You should start to feel a small burn in the glute. That's all good, it's expected. Okay, let's just do two more. And release. Alright, this time, right knee comes in, left toe towards the ceiling, lining up the knee and the butt. Okay, coming back to center, lifting to the side. Notice how this does not move much. And come back to the center. So we're going to inhale as we lift and exhale as we come down. Keep going. We've got two more. And last one. Okay, let's try to rotate, finding as much stability in your hip as possible, still keeping your neck long. Two more rotations. And let's change the direction. So, other way around. Trying your best to keep that hip move in its place. Alright, relax. Shake it out. Rest in child's pose. Okay. Now, we're going to slowly bring ourselves to Bhujangasana. So drop the knees to the floor. Gently bend the elbows, come all the way down. Bring the hands close to the chest. As you inhale, you're going to roll the shoulders back and down. Lift up from the chest, and as you exhale, you're going to slowly push back into child's pose. Imagining that this movement is happening from your spine. So, on the way up, round the spine, slowly lower yourself down, bend your elbows, roll the shoulders back, inhale, lift up one more time, just the chest, Bhujangasana. And as you exhale, slowly, leading with the hips, push your hips all the way back. And stretch. Okay, let's do that two more times. Rounding, bending, Bhujangasana, pushing, dropping all the way back, Shashankasana. Last time round the spine, Bend the elbows all the way down, Bhujangasana, and lift up, mobilizing the spine using the hips. Okay, super. Now, coming to our first downward dog of the day. Tuck the toes in and slowly shift the hips back, keeping the knees bent. We're going to try to walk your legs about hips width apart, Try to lengthen from the spine. Find a nice point of focus between your knees. And as you exhale, push one heel down and then push the other heel down. Keep thinking of tilting your hips up towards the ceiling. So almost like your sit bones are going up towards the ceiling. So we don't want to be here. You want to think about tilting, lifting up. Good. Use your exhale. No tension in your neck. Just length. 2 more times. Good. Now slowly walk your legs towards your hands. Take your time. And roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, keeping your knees bent. Coming up to standing. Great. Let's start with our first Surya Namaskar of the day. Toes together. Heels slightly away from each other. Standing in a strong Tadasana. So quads lifted. Abdomen drawn in, shoulders slightly rolled back and reaching up from the crown of the head. Really bringing your awareness to the weight distribution in your feet. Good. Take a deep breath in, lifting your hands up, looking up at your thumbs. Exhaling, forward fold, be gentle, find that hip tilt and slowly you can keep your knees bent and getting into your first forward fold. Inhaling, lifting halfway. Exhaling, press your palms down and step back into a strong plank position. Draw the navel in, squeeze the glutes, triceps kind of moving towards each other. Okay. Now drop the knees down, lower yourself down, knees, chest and chin position. From here, we're going to come up, lift up into Bhujangasana. If you feel ready, just very slowly tuck the toes in and push yourself back into a strong downward dog, but this time keeping your knees straight. Taking 5 deep breaths. Every inhale, I want you to lift your heels off, tilt the hips towards the top. And on the exhale, you're slowly going to bring the heels towards the floor. Let's try that again. Inhale, tilt hip. Exhale, keep that hip tilt, heels down. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale, hip tilt, lower belly in. And exhale, drop those heels down. Well done. Lift up your heels, bend your knees, look between your hands, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, draw the navel in. Inhale, lifting up, rising the arms up. And exhale, palms to the center of the chest. Okay, let's try another Surya Namaskar with a slight variation this time. Okay, so we're going to start with the feet hips width apart. Inhale, lift your hands up. As you exhale, lower yourself down into forward fold. Okay, now most often we have the tendency to dump most of the weight towards the heels and the hips go back this way. This time what you want to do is see if you can find center so that hips align on top of the heels. Let's have our hands to the shin. Lift up so that you can make a nice strong flat back and then take it further by lifting the chest up and looking up. Now this is going to be your inhale and as you exhale you're going to slowly lower yourself down. Doesn't matter if you have a slight bend in your knees at this point, it's okay to keep your knees, your hamstrings straight, safe. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift, lengthen, keep the weight towards the front as well of the foot. Exhale, forward. 2 more times. Inhale. last one. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, dropping down. Okay, well done. Dropping your palms down, step back into a strong plank. Let's take a vinyasa. So this time, maybe lower yourself to chaturanga or knees down, chest and chin. Inhale, upward facing dog or bhujanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking 5 deep long breaths. This time just working with that hip tilt without lifting the heels. Breathe deeply. 1, 2, 3. With every exhale, try to get just a little bit deeper into the stretch. 4 and 5. Okay, bend your knees, look between your hands. Let's see if you can jump forward this time. Okay, don't have to. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, palms to the chest. Okay, this time again, feet hips width apart. Lifting your hands up. We're going to roll ourselves all the way down into Malasana. So all the way down. And if today you're stopping somewhere here, that's okay. You can drop your hands down. Hold either the shin or if possible, hold on to the toes. And as you exhale, you're going to move into a forward fold. Inhale, lower yourself to Malasana, your version of Malasana. Exhale, forward fold. Imagine that your hip is working as a hinge and you're trying to hinge from the hip joint every time you fold forward. 2 more times, breathe in and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Okay, well done. Palms down, step back into a strong plank position. Taking 1 more vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Now from here, bringing your feet together, right leg lifts up, keeping your heel facing up towards the ceiling, squaring your hips so you notice my leg is not lifting too high because I don't want my hip to open out just yet. And as you exhale, bringing the knee to the chest, plank position. Let's take it back again. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Step back into downward facing dog and let's repeat the same thing on the other side. So this time left heel comes up, squaring the hips, heel facing towards the ceiling. Exhaling, knee to chest. Shoulders cross the wrists slightly. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in, find length. Exhale, contract, find your core. Last 2 times. And exhale. Final one. And exhale. Okay. Step back into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look between your hands. Step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, taking both hands up. And exhaling, palms to the center of the chest. Okay, if you got through it this far, well done. Let's do our third variation. This time, we're thinking of coming into Utkatasana. So bring your feet together. As you inhale, push your hips back and see if you can lift your arms up. Now, if the elbows don't straighten out fully, we can have the arms slightly in front of us. As you exhale, let me just step back here. As you exhale, you're going to first find a flat back, okay? And then find the length and take you all the way down. As you inhale, first you will push your hips back as much as you can so that you can see your toes, lifting your hands up, and on the exhale, Use the length first, find your flat back, and then come all the way down, sweeping the floor. 3 more times. Inhale, Utkatasana. Push your hips back and down, little bit lower, I know you can. And as you exhale, reach, 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 reach. See if you can start to get more length in your hamstring. Inhale, and making this the last one. Reach, exhale. See if you can hold your calf, lengthen, and reach the crown of the head towards your legs. Doesn't matter if it does not touch. We're just trying to find our best stretch for our body at this moment. So stay here and breathe. Two more deep breaths. And relax. Bringing your palms to the floor. Step back. Coming into a strong plank position. Drop your knees down. Push back into child's pose. Let's just take a small breather. Okay, lifting yourself up. Let's come up into a strong downward dog. So tuck the toes in, downward dog position. This time round, bringing both your feet together. Lift your right leg up. And the hip opens up as well. Shoulders are square. Try to bring the heel towards the opposite glute. Lifting the knee towards the ceiling. Now on the exhale, take a nice big step between your palms. Let's see if you can find that strong lunge. Okay, now at this point, if you need to place the knee down, go ahead and do that. We're going to take a twist first. So simple twist. Right hand comes up. See if you can then slowly lift that back leg. Staying here and breathing. Trying to make sure that you are not sinking here. You're trying to lift and push away from the floor. Okay, bringing your palms down. Drop the knee towards the floor, Ardha Hanumanasana. Pushing your hips back. And at this point, if you feel your hands are not even getting to the floor and you're somewhere in this position, see if you can use the support of the wall on this side. So come close to a wall and then you can use one hand on wall and maybe one hand on your leg and find the stretch. If you can get your fingertips on the floor, then first try to strengthen, lengthen the back and see if you can lead with the chest. And that's, if this is all there is for today, then we stop here. We don't want to get to this position by rounding the spine. Okay, so 2 deep breaths more. 1, squaring those hips, and 2. Good. Now come back into the lunge position, lifting the back leg up, coming back into that twist. Dropping the leg down and step back into Ardha Hanumanasana. So we're going to do this again. See if you can get slightly deeper into it, squaring your hips. Breathing here, 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, coming back to the front, let's do lizard pose. So we're going to take the leg to the side, right leg comes to the side of the mat. See if you can place your elbows down and lift your back knee up. This is to try to get a deeper feeling of hip opening. Okay, so you should feel your left side of the hip opening, as well as if you start to push your right knee out to the side and see if you can come to the outside edge of the foot, then you should feel the right side of the hip really opening. This stretch feels really good for me, but maybe it doesn't for you, so stop where you feel like you're in a good place. Okay, now we're going to slowly place our palms to the floor, bring the knee in, drop the back knee down, and see if you can slowly bring the heel towards the butt. Now once you've got that, Right hand will come all the way through and see if you can grab the ankle or the toe or whatever it is that you can hold of that leg. If it's not possible for you today, then even this is good enough for me. Just pushing the hips down and trying to reach towards the back. Okay? If you can reach, then push the leg away from your body into the palm. Sink your hips low and allow this knee to kind of splay out. Staying and breathing. This is a nice quad stretch as well as hip opener. So we're going to just stay here for 2 more breaths. Okay, lovely. Coming back to the center. Leg comes between both the hands and we're going to take a step towards the other leg. Okay, so we're going to bridge the gap. In this position, your toes are facing the front of the room and then the back heel slightly turns a little bit, maybe 45 degrees. Okay, taking a deep breath in, lift up halfway, and as you exhale, you fold forward. Now, what tends to happen is the hip tends to move. You want to make sure that you're squaring your hips here. So it doesn't matter how low you get, if this is happening to you right now, adjust the stance, adjust how low you're going, and try to square your hips. Because if we stretch right with the correct alignment, then the stretching is going to work for us. You will be able to get deeper faster, but if we do it wrong, then we're just going to end up stuck in a place where we still don't feel like we have that range of motion yet. Staying here for 2 deep breaths more. Alright. Releasing. Stepping the leg back into downward facing dog. Shake it out. Shake out any tension in those legs. Just allow your neck to relax. And before we repeat on the other side, just see if you can bring your breath back to normal. Bring your focus and attention to your left side and your right side. See if they're feeling different. We're soon about to balance that out. So this time, left leg comes up. Opening out the hip, so knee to ceiling. Heel towards the butt, squaring the shoulders, staying there. Now as you exhale, long step between your palms. Dropping the knee to the floor first, taking a twist, so left hand comes up, and if you're feeling ready, lifting your back knee off the floor. Staying here and breathing. Okay, drop your knee to the floor. Let's take Ardha Hanumanasana. Pushing your hips back. Remember, go ahead and do your version of this posture. Squaring your hips one more time. Taking a deep breath in. My left side is a little bit stiffer, so I'm going to take it easy. You listen to your body as well. Toes pointing towards you. That's going to do half the trick. And see if you can gently push this heel towards the floor. 2 more breaths. Okay, coming back forward, let's take the twist one more time. Inhaling, lifting the hand up, squaring the hips here as well. Okay, Ardha Hanumanasana one more time, half splits. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Exhale, take the deepest version of this posture while keeping your spine straight. Staying and breathing. You can play around with where you want to place your arms. Final 2 breaths. Okay, coming back to the center. And this time round, let's take lizard. So walking the leg towards your left leg towards the outside of the mat. Placing your elbows down if you feel ready. Otherwise, you can stay here and just lift your back knee up. We are trying to keep equal position of the hip. So let it not sink either way. First, you feel a nice opening in your hip flexor, which is the front of the hip. And then when you want to transfer that to the second hip, the left hip, we want to let the knee roll to the side and come to the outside edge of your left foot. Stay here and breathe. Alright, slowly placing your knee towards the floor. We are going to first bring your heel as close to the butt as you can. Then we are going to use your left arm to circle it through and see if you can gently hold that ankle. Allow your hips to drop, and if you feel ready, push your leg into your palm and allow your left knee to roll towards the side. So we feel hip working, quads stretching, as well as a little bit of your left chest. Stay there and breathe. Try not to sink into the shoulder, pushing away from the shoulder. And return back to the center. Well done, guys. Oops, forgot the final one. Bring that leg back towards the center between your palms. Purvottanasana. So this time right leg comes in, toes facing slightly towards that direction, still maintaining either heels in the same line or off center, which means they can be slightly away from each other, whatever is comfortable for you today. Inhaling, lifting halfway, and as you exhale, fold forward. Staying there and breathing. 5 deep, long breaths. Okay. Slowly bend your knees, place your palms down, and step back to downward facing dog. Okay. Bend both your knees, look between your hands, step forward. Inhale, lifting halfway, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, taking your hands all the way up, and exhale, bring your palms towards the center of the chest. Alright, this time come to face the wide side of your mat. We're going to do a forward fold, followed by just some hip mobility again. Okay, so this time round, you've got feet about 5 feet, or maybe a little bit lesser than that. You've got toes coming in slightly, either pointing forward or slightly coming in. So the heels go away from the body. Hands to hips, inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, we're going to fold forward, leaning with the chest and allowing the hip to hinge. Now say you stop somewhere here, what you're going to do is use your core to pull you towards the legs further. Then place your arms down, palms in line with your feet if possible, and see if you can gently pull yourself towards your legs. We are just trying to do what is best for your body, so don't go overboard. Don't try to get your forehead towards the floor. It might not happen straight away. Staying here and breathing. Full deep breaths. Trying to breathe into the back of the legs. 2 more deep breaths. Very good. Inhale, lift up halfway. And as you exhale, you're going to tilt this right foot towards the side. And we're going to slowly use the support of the arm. This left foot is still on the floor. We're going to come into a Skandasana prep, which is like a side lunge. And for the first version, we're going to stay right here. Now walk yourself through to the other side. Shift the left leg out and the right one comes in slightly. Let's try to do that again, but this time with as little support in your arms as possible. Good. In your own time, keep shifting. Absolutely no pressure in your knee. you should feel your inner thigh working. Good. Okay, now if your body allows you, get your hands in front of you. See if you can go all the way down. And we are shifting side to side again. The toes can lift up. Okay, if this is too much for you, then stay in that previous version that we did before with the arms on the floor. Okay, just 2 more, I promise. On each side. 1 and last one. Good. We're going to roll towards the front. Push back into a strong plank. Taking one last vinyasa. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Drop your knees to the floor. And let's rest in child's pose. This time, knees really further away from each other. And see if you can actually sit between your heel and your leg. Okay. Staying here, this is a strong internal rotation of the hip. Just stay here and breathe. Notice what's changing in your breath. Notice how your hips and your legs feel right now. And with your next exhale, just gently open your eyes. Alright. So lift yourself up, roll the legs in, and let's come into a 90-degree stretch. 90-90. So front leg comes to 90 degrees and so does the back leg. Okay, so we're bending both the knees. We're going to use the spider fingers, inhaling, lengthening the chest, and as you exhale, you're going to slowly lower yourself down as much as you can while still keeping the length in your spine. Let's do that again. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Let's walk towards the knee side. See if you feel a stretch here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. This time walk towards your foot. Maybe some of us feel a stronger stretch here. Just try to explore that movement. Alright. This time, if you feel ready, you're going to get into a full pigeon pose. If that's too much today, then we can just stay here. If you're ready for pigeon, then you're going to straighten out your back leg, lift your body up and square your hips so that you can stay in this position. We're trying to lengthen from the back leg, like someone's pulling your back leg. Slowly lower yourself down. And if possible, maybe stack your palms together and the forehead comes on your palms. Still making sure your hips are not moving too much to one direction. If you need to prop your butt up on this side, maybe you can use a little bit of support like a block or a pillow. You can extend your arms forward as well and just breathe here. Deep relaxing breaths. And with your next exhale, slowly come up. Good. And then lift up and push back into downward facing dog. Okay. This time, left leg comes forward, trying to make that 90 degree with both your knees. It's okay if this hip is staying slightly higher at this point of time. Breathe in, get your spider fingers ready, and as you exhale, you're trying to reach towards the floor, finding length in your spine. Inhale and exhale, trying to get chest to shin. Inhale and exhale. Explore your stretch, so maybe towards the knee, see how that feels. off towards your ankle. See how that feels on your hip. Maybe it's stronger for me on this side, and you might feel a little bit off your inner thigh as well. And if you feel ready, let's get ready for pigeon. Extending your back leg, lifting yourself up, squaring your hips first. Okay, and when you feel ready, stack your palms and rest your forehead. And with your next exhale, just slowly come up. Enjoy the peace that posture brings. It kind of just shuts everything down. We're going to gently roll ourselves down towards the mat, lying down. And before we come to a close, let's practice our bridge pose. So heels on the floor, knees bent, and slowly lift your hips up. Just bring your shoulders together towards each other. And if possible, see if you can clasp your hands, lifting from the chest, seeing if you can bring chin to chest in this position. Stay and breathe. And gently lower yourself down. Shoulders away from each other, and hug your knees to the chest, relaxing the lower back. Okay. Hugging your right knee, let's take a simple twist, bringing the right knee towards the left side, and finding a nice twist, extending your right arm. Hug the right knee in, and let's do the same on the other side. Left leg comes in, twist over to the right side, extend your left arm. Move it in again, and release. We're going to get ready for Shavasana, so allow your legs to relax on either sides of the mat. Allow your arms to relax, fingertips naturally curled up. Closing your eyes. And allowing this practice to kind of settle. Allowing it to reflect in how you are feeling right now. Maybe you feel a bit more relaxed. Maybe you feel slightly frustrated that you weren't able to push as much, or you're judging yourself too much. But just remember that this takes time, and the fact that you tried really does make a difference. So I hope that you keep at it, allowing you to rest now with that feeling of gratitude. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you on the mat